Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing one of my own games that I played yesterday on stream, and this one was very interesting. Recently I've been playing without mic during games, so I can't really use those games or like use them as highlights, so I thought I would just review it because this one was very interesting. A very common question I get asked is like, how do you deal with early game junglers when they get ahead? Because like, Grace, for example, people always tell me like, oh, when he gets a kill or two, then he just perma-invades me and I can't play the game anymore. So that's exactly kind of what happened in this game. He was 4-0, had a 400 gold shutdown, and I still managed to actually make him rage quit. You know what? Like, I actually made him rage quit because he died 3 times in a row. Because you can see his runes. He's playing a squishy champ. Like, I'm never worried. Like, whenever I play against a champion, they only have squishy build as Ekko. I'm really genuinely almost never worried, you know? Unless it's a champ like Kha'Zix or Rengar that can do things even when they're squishy. Yeah, I'll have to mute the VOD sadly because it was with copyrighted music. And yeah, but it's still, like, this is a really good game to learn from, my opinion. So yeah, recently I've been going for the Raptors path. I've not been doing the... not the Raptors, like, I've just been full clearing. I've not done the Raptors path anymore because, I don't know, for me, full clearing has made it much easier to track the enemy jungle, and also, I don't know, it just feels like it added a bunch of consistency to my gameplay. Now you can see against Graves, really important, like, place this ward here. Like, you will see where I place it, you can see the timing that I place it. I guess I could be placing it like 5 seconds later, but it doesn't really matter, because if he's gonna invade, he's gonna do his red and then jump over the wall, and he's gonna be here right away, so I will see him no matter what. It's just really important that you know this, you know? Like, you need to know if he wants to split the map, and then it's not a big deal, you know, usually. Unless the enemies... Like, unless you're playing against 2 solo laners that are, like, in this situation, both solo laners, I guess unless you're playing against them and they leave a ward and then they actually have prio and they move, then it can be really annoying because then you can't really trade sides, but most of the time that's not gonna be the case, you know. Here the Olaf even is annoying them a little bit. He doesn't really get anything done, but yeah, he gives me good info that the Graves definitely started at the blue anyways, so didn't even have to leave the ward here. Most junglers in this elo I've noticed, like you can see it's also 300 LP, it's not like really low master. So most junglers, they just path bot, like myself included, most of the time. When I'm on blue side I usually just start blue and path bot. That might change next patch, honestly. So, most of the stuff that I'm saying here, like, definitely take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, you can also see, since I started solo, I like smiting the red. I think that's what you should be doing, just so you hit level 2 as quickly as possible. Yeah. Now, here, I was definitely thinking about maybe going mid, you know, the Syndras kind of walked up, but at the same time, Qiyana early game is just not really a great champ to gank, like before level 3 at least. She's definitely very much a level 3 champ, and if she hasn't traded at all before, then like really good Qiyana, they might trade before in some matchups at least, but yeah. Yeah, she even pinged me no ward on the ward side, or maybe she pinged actually that there is a ward, I'm not sure, but yeah. Here you can see, I also really important, like for tracking, I pinged, I'm at this camp. I knew exactly where Graves was gonna start it, so I know that he has to be here. Maybe he's a little bit faster than me, so yeah, he could already be on his way to red or like Crux, depending on how he paths, but you know, that's how jungle tracking works. It's nothing more than that. It's literally just, you see where you are yourself, and then you just look, what's the opposite. Like, if you have info on where the enemy started, which you do have most of the time, then it's very easy to keep track of where the enemy jungle is. Like, yes, you definitely need to take into account that a champ like Grace clears a little bit faster, so... But that doesn't really make a huge difference, you know? The only thing that it does here is just that I need to be aware of the fact that he could be invading me, and that's exactly what he does here, by the way. And you can see, like, I just react properly, and he basically got nothing here. We just traded flash, so let me just rewind that again. I was just not sleeping here, you know? I had my, like, this is what you need to be aware of course. He clears faster than me, so he even has time to invade me, right? Like, most junglers, they might just be quicker at the crab. And another reason for this, of course, is also because I just didn't get a leash here, right? So he did get a leash, I didn't, so... and then Graves just naturally clears a little bit faster, so... Definitely something you need to be aware of and just take into account, but generally I know exactly that he had this possibility, so I didn't really... die to it or anything, right? I just flashed, I placed my W in the path, quickly I eat away, so nothing happened here. Doesn't really matter. My bot lane, sadly, they don't respect it. Maybe they just couldn't respect it, but I also really couldn't stay, you know? Like, this is where you just need to make the best out of a bad situation, or like because I'll spoil it, like my bot lane gets dove here in a second, but you can see my HP here right now, I have 300 HP, the Graves even warded here, so he would see me if I want to help them, right? There's literally nothing I can do. So I'm just gonna make the best out of a bad situation, and you will see what that is in a second. So like this base generally is not bad, and not at all, right? You have Amtome, Dark Seal, yeah, solid, like... optimally, if you can, you want to get like a Blasting one plus Dark Seal, but it's just not happening here. And then, yeah, I mean, the enemy bot lane traded really well. And then my bot lane really mad. Ah, yes, we are weak side again, he says. Like, what an idiot. Yes, you're definitely weak side. It didn't... The Graves didn't just invade me and force my flash. Like, I played that perfectly, right? Like, I could not have played anything better. It's just how the matchup goes. And you can see what I'm doing here. Really big, since the Graves, you can see that on the minimap, Graves is just, he's still recalling at the Kiana, so this is very good. Like, even if he, even if he hadn't cancelled the Graves, or she hadn't cancelled the Graves, it would have still went for the invade, but the timing would not have been nearly as good. Like, now I actually have time to fully invade him. I think if he had recalled, I would have only took the Grump, you know? But like, this is how you invade, you know? You just have full info that you're not gonna get punished, and then you invade, you know? And this is actually pretty solid for me right now. Like, yes, he got 2 kills, but I definitely got something back for it, you know? I also leave the ward here to see when he's actually gonna be here. Definitely always good when you invade. And this is why it's also good to just sometimes keep wards in an early game, especially against... especially against junglers like Graves that can invade you, you often also want to have the wards just as a defensive measure, I guess. And here, the Syndra seems to have this warded, so can't really invade. And then I'm just going back to my jungle, you know? There's nothing really happening. I mean, top, I think, yeah, top says Ornn has no sums, so I just want to get level 5 here, and then I'm definitely looking top, because the Ornn is also overextending quite a bit. I don't even remember if we get him here. I think we do. So yeah, I still know that... Okay, yeah, now we see Graves again on bot side. I guess he had info, right? He had info on me invading this, because I think the Syndra had this warded, and they saw me coming out from here. So, good junglers, they won't even go to the side that they got invaded on, you know? Like, why would you? You have that info there, there's no reason to waste your time and see it for yourself. Yeah, and then... Ah yeah, the Olaf actually dies, man. Ornn is such a wholesome champ. But I do get the kills, so I would even say worth, you know? Like, I would say worth. Ekko can use kills better than... So if you trade 1 for 1 and you don't die, and you get a kill, like, even if you do die, like, if you get a kill, I think it's generally worth in the early game, just to start snowballing, and then also, of course, I can shove in the wave. I don't know if Ornn even has TP here. Does he? No, he doesn't even have TP, so he even loses this wave. Very solid. And then, definitely just recall here, right? There's nowhere to go for me. I could go to my red and wait for it to respawn, but that's definitely not what I want to do. I just need to keep the tempo high here, and go to my bot side and maybe protect it as well, if Graves is here. So yeah, I'm just like staying calm here. I'm doing as much as I can, you know. And like my team has been flaming me, right? My bot lane is saying, "Oh, you were weak side." You will see in a second. The Olaf also calls jungle gap just because he gets ganked. But you just need to not let that get to you and play your own game. You know, play it how you need to play it. And then you will see it will pay off. Here we see like all of them moving into the top side. I think even the support was there, so I just the little pings for Drake, and that's exactly also what I get here. Like they always just try to do something on the other side of the map in these situations where the enemy jungler is strong. You know, that's the important thing. Like, don't try to contest. You know, if I try to contest the 4-0 Graves here, he will win. Yeah, that's just how it is. So just don't do it. You know, there's so many other things I can do. So just avoid them and then pick your opportunities. Because you will see there will be opportunities later on where we actually shut him down, especially because of the squishy build that he's going for, you know? Here, the minion wave is big enough. I think if the minion wave would only be like 3-4 minions here, I probably wouldn't show for it, but like these big minion waves you definitely should be taking. It's a bunch of extra gold that you definitely like as Ekko. And yeah, it's just like... It's a big commitment to show in a lane, you know? It gives all the other lanes on the side here very good security, so it's not what you want to be doing for a small amount of gold. But this amount of gold was definitely big enough. And that's also something I've just realized more recently, I would say. Like, I used to go to lanes for like a couple of minions, but that's definitely not worth. Here, I wasn't really sure what I want to do, but... Yeah, was it warded? It wasn't even warded. I guess it must have been worded deeper or something. And you can see, right? I realize they walk away, and then I don't waste any more time with it, you know? And then Graves also top. I think we saw... Yeah, let me see. We didn't even see this respawn that... we saw it respawn here, so... I kind of just had in mind my blue buff, right? See, my blue buff and these two camps, they're kind of similar in their spawn time. Of course, I pathed... on my first path, I did Gromp, Wolves, and then blue, and that's why the blue is spawning 20 seconds later, and he did the red and then Crux. But that's why I know that this red is up. And that's why I also go for the invade here, after I don't go for the bot gang, and we saw the clearly jungle diff on top lane. Yeah, so here I see the Syndra on 1 HP, so and I know that I can punish this, right? Like I thought I might have to flash you, but I didn't even have to, because she didn't react quickly enough. If she had like E and maybe stun me or whatever, this could have even gone wrong without flashing, but yeah. Then Graves even did the Herald, so I can keep invading here. And yeah, then he's greedy. Like, he's really greedy here, by the way. See, he's just going and trying to defend, but we're two assassins. He's a squishy champ. He just dies. He gives me a massive fucking shutdown, so now the game is in my favor, honestly. And this is just the opportunities you need to pick, you know? Like, yes, he is worth like 3 kills basically here, but he's still a squishy champ in a 1v2, and I'm not doing badly here at all, right? Like, I'm 8 CS, I have a bunch of gold spent, I have some Dark Seal stacks, I'm 2-0 as well. And Qiyana is also, she's still Qiyana, you know? She will still deal decent damage here. So, yeah, massive mistake by him to just walk in here so carelessly, and he gets punished hard. Of course, he's still not out of the game or anything at all here, but you can see I'm even up in XP, by the way. Because I took his, I took his bot side once, then I took his red here and whatever, and so I got a bit of a lead on him here, which is definitely kind of flipping the script, right? I imagine most of the time when you guys play against Graves, it's the other way around, but just realize if you pick your timings well, you won't ever find the Graves in the jungle, you know, and then you don't care if he's stronger than you early. So, like, of course, not every game is gonna be able to look like this exactly, where, like, the Graves is showing very obvious on the other side of the map or whatever, but you know what I mean, right? Like, I just saw that he was on the wrong side of the map, and then I just went there. And yeah, see, like, now I have info, I see him walking in here, so what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna go into his jungle here, you know? It's that simple. And yeah, like, it sucks for my bot lane, but I don't think I want to contest here without my ult, you know? If I had ult, I might go there. I think, since I see the Qiyana moving, I do go there. If the Qiyana wasn't gonna move, then I would have definitely just went to his bot side. I'm not even sure if it's up, though, actually. He might have cleared it. Yeah, but since I see Qiyana moving, I just go in here. I know I don't have the Karma stack, so I use my Rocket Belt like this. I just wanted to get the stack on that. Really good stun. Then you can see Graves. He's half HP. Yeah, he's strong, but like, I don't care. Look, I just killed him right away. He didn't even auto-attack me once. So yeah, now this Graves was already fuming probably, because he was 4-0 and now he just kinda lost his lead, but you'll see. I guess after the next one he just rage quit. Then Syndra, a little bit overextended, but I think she had vision somewhere here, so she respects us, I'm pretty sure. Or she had vision in this brush at least, yeah. So yeah, now I just want to get the crap, and then I don't even know what I do here. Ah yeah, well, she takes it. It's a little bit annoying. Ah yeah, here, we find Graves. No fear, like, no fear. See what I'm doing? I'm just perfectly respecting his range. He cannot even attack me, you know? Like, yes, I'm glad that my Lulu was here to save me, but I guess with ult I would have lived no matter what. But like, see, this guy was so strong a second ago, and now I know that I'm stronger than him. Like, he's still 5-2, but see, I'm just queuing, staying out of range. Not giving, like, maybe I didn't even have to E away, but it doesn't matter because I slowed him enough that I can still walk up to him. And then, see, like, I'm proccing my passive here, and return Q, and I'm almost one-shotting him. And then, what could he possibly do here? The most he could do is just, like, auto-attack Q. How much? That would never out-trade me, right? Because after that, I will just run away. So he only has one, like, I stayed on him here because he was kind of low, but if he was, like, if I wasn't able to do nearly as much to him, he would just be, like, able to auto-attack me once, and I would just run away, and then I would just go in again with my next spell rotation, you know? Just, like, stay at a range where you're able to follow, and then it's fine. And like here's actually where the Graves just rage quit, I guess. I didn't notice right away, of course, but at some point I just noticed that he hadn't shown since level 7. So I'm still gonna keep reviewing the rest of the game. Here, I think, really good timing for Magi's. I've realized Magi's is an item you want to buy as early as possible. Most of the time when you have like 2 items, and you have like a 2,500 gold base, for example, like you have your Lich Bane complete or your Nashers, and then you want to... And then the next time you base, if you have like 2,500 gold or whatever, I think you should always get the 2 needlessly large rods, and just make sure you get your Rabadons as fast as possible, because Rabadons is gonna be the consistent power spike no matter what if you die. That's a big plus on already, and then also it's just a bigger power spike in general, you know? So, yeah, here I kind of went mid. I think, yeah, it was a waste of time. I shouldn't have even went there. And then I'm pretty sure I go for an invade in a second here, do I? Or do I just go for the Drake? I guess going for Drake here is definitely the more consistent play. And then also I skipped my Crux here because I kind of feel like we should get like good tempo on the Drake right now, because you can see the Olaf is pulling a bunch of people here. So yeah, I think now I just want level 9. My bot lane is like my Kiana here is not really, it doesn't even have any pressure, so I'm just waiting for her to clear the way first, and then also I'm waiting for my bot lane. Like, yeah, funnily enough, in this game you will notice like, at this point I think the Graves already rage quit, I'm pretty sure. So, and we still lose all the towers. It's like, my laners played such bad macro in this game that we still managed to lose all the towers in a 4v5. Really, really funny. We're also still down in kills, by the way. Like, I was the only person performing in this team, but I managed to pull them through and even make the Graves rage quit, so yeah, can definitely take responsibility for this win. I think at this point I just feel strong enough to just invade the red. Or yeah, we have full info that the Syndra doesn't have any wards here, so I think we just kill her in a second. Oh yeah, it's a little bit awkward. Yeah, she reacted well. I could have definitely dodged that, but yeah, she reacted pretty well. And then this turns a little bit awkward. I wasn't sure if she entered in here or if she just went to this brush, so we just split up, right? Like, I covered this, they covered this. Kiana, well, she got one shot, but we get her back, so it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. And yeah, the whole time we're 4v5, but the enemies still have like 10 times more pressure. It's really funny. Yeah, with the Lulu movement speed, I'm definitely forcing her movement speed. I'm here, and yeah, at this point you can see I still don't know that the Graves rage quit, so I'm cautious, you know, with these. Like, I'm placing W's in the brushes I'm gonna face, checking whatever. It doesn't cost you much, you know. It really doesn't cost you much. Just be, like, careful with this. Yeah, now I'm checking if he's doing Herald. Like, I didn't expect him to rage quit randomly, of course, you know. It is very cringe of him, but he did actually rage quit. Like, now when we pressed tab the last time we saw him is level 7, so that's when I kinda got the feeling that he might have rage quit. Yeah, now just get the Herald. Heralds are so easy to take, guys. Like, no joke. For Heralds, you don't even need a good timing, because the eye opens up every like 3 seconds or something, or like let's say 5 seconds, where you deal this like 1.2k true damage, and it just makes it so you take the Herald really quick in the early game as well. So oftentimes you can just sneak it basically. I think now is where I realized that the Graves actually rage quit, because all the camps are up here, and that they really wouldn't be if he was still playing. I definitely noticed that well, okay, in the replay I never know. Like, in-game, of course, when I press tab, I know what I want to look at. In the replay, I don't really know, so it feels like I'm pressing tab very short here, but I guess I have all the info that I need. Yeah, then also, just want to finish this guy really quick. Of course, would have loved to get that kill, but I didn't deserve it because I missed my Q. Yeah, you can see though, right? We're playing such stupid macro that we're still losing all the towers. Oh man. So I wasn't even like... I guess actually now that I think about it, maybe I should have just pulled 2 needlessly large rods here, probably. Yeah, I have enough movement speed from the Magi set. I don't really need the utility here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had the 2.5k right for 2 needlessly large rods, and then Rabadon's is always a bigger power spike, so if you can afford it, I think you should be getting it. I don't know. It allows you to one-shot really early. But I knew that in this game, even though we lost all the towers, all we had to do was just push once at some point, and then it was gonna be fine, you know? So yeah, here, as you see, I have full info that the Graves AFK, so I just clear his whole bot side, like, because, you know, why not? It's just literally, like, at this point I'm just becoming unbelievably fat because of this. And you can see it takes me, like, let's actually see, I want to know, how long did it exactly take me? So at 25 I start, and then, yes, 30 seconds later I'm actually already done. So literally 15 seconds it took me, or like 20 seconds, let's say, it took me to clear the whole side here. So that's why you need to make the decision. In the mid to late game, you need to just make the decision to clear your jungle, you know? Because it doesn't even take a long time if you're into the game well. And see how much free time I have now, you know? Yeah, I can clear this jungle, but I don't need to. And but it just, the more items you have, the less time it takes to clear jungle, so it means you will just have more and more free time. It's like the rich get richer, you know? That's really just how it is. That's how it is in real life, that's how it is in League of Legends, so that's why you just need to make sure to work hard in the early game, basically, with your farming. Don't like, let it be a side thing, just make sure that farming is on your mind, and like you don't drop it too much, and then you will consistently get into the game and just notice that it's gonna be very easy for you to have an impact in the mid game, you know? Like, look, these camps are just falling so quickly. Yes, like, that's what I said in the beginning as well, like, take all of this with a grain of salt, because it might change a little bit next patch. Like, it will change a little bit. They're nerfing it all across the board, of course. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how bad it actually is. Like, I assume that if you're... if you get a bunch of, like, nice early kills, and you manage to start snowballing, it's still gonna be the same, you know? I think camps having 10... Like, imagine if camps here had 10 extra percent HP. Would I care? No. You know, like, I would not give a single fuck. It wouldn't matter if they had 10 extra percent HP. But it's like, of course it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to get into these situations, because it's like, you won't be snowballed from the beginning, you know? So getting to that snowballing is just gonna be a little bit more difficult. And in general, they also nerfed a bunch of snowball mechanics overall, so they just want it to be less of a thing. But that it just might mean that we have to adapt to it, you know? It doesn't mean that it has to be that, you know? It could just mean that we need to adapt to the fact that snowballing is gonna be a bit more difficult, and we have to play the game slower. But if it's more difficult for everyone, then it's not a real problem, you know? It's just we need to adapt to it, and don't expect the snowballing. Like, yeah, snowballing is definitely a big thing for Ekko, but I think it's still gonna be possible if you're just mechanically better, you know? Yeah, you can see I'm flaming a little bit because we lost all the towers in a 4v5, like all the tier 2 towers as well. But I knew that we were gonna win this game. I just took it with, like, humor, I guess. Just flaming my team back a little bit for the flame that they gave me for, like, a supposed jungle diff in the early game, just because, like, they don't understand the matchup, right? Like, it's just how the matchup goes. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, I just could not contest anything here. Then you can see Karma thinks she can stay in here, you know, like, delusional, this guy. Even if he hit the Q, I think I still do the same. So, I mean, it's not even delusional, I'm just super fast, right? Like, how much movement speed do I even have? 500 movement speed. Now, okay, in the wind field I have... No, how much do I have? 477, it's a lot of movement speed. I walked through the brush as well here, so... Yeah, like, I just ran at her, there's not much she could do. And then she just died, I guess. Even managed to react to her though, right? Like, I'm proud of that. Yeah, and then I could have flashed or whatever, but why would I, you know? And the Vayne actually made the decision to flash, and then we just do Nash. I think, do they have F now? Yeah. No, they just have F after we got the Nash. You see, my good guy also reported him, so yeah. I hope you guys could learn something from this video. Of course, I'm not gonna be acting like you can do this every single time. Sometimes the enemy Graves might make bigger, might not make as many mistakes or whatever, but guys, this is 300 LP Mastery, you guys are playing in gold or wherever, so like, trust me, the enemy Graves will make mistakes. And you just saw, like, just stay calm. If your team flames you, mute them, like, fuck them. Mute them, play your own game, make sure you make the right decisions. Don't be scared to invade, you know, don't be scared to invade if there's actually good timings, you know, because you could see in this game, yes, Graves is really ahead, but he also showed, like, too long on the bot set, so I don't care how strong he is, because he's just not gonna be there, you know? And that's why I was able to invade him and just actually completely, like, I even... XP-wise, tempo-wise, I actually stayed ahead of him in this game, even though he had the 4 kills early, you know? So, just make sure you stay calm in these situations. Don't panic. Like, if they invade you, yeah, maybe you sometimes have to drop, but like, you could see, this Graves actually wasn't really able to invade me, because I just had a very efficient timing with everything. And then just pick your opportunities, especially these kind of champions where they build squishy items, you will have opportunities. If they have a 700 gold shutdown, they will die 100% at some point if you play well, you know? Like, if you see them, whatever, if you just are not behind, you will deal decent damage to them, you will be able to get kills, so just wait for them, be patient, trust the process, and then, trust me, you can win a lot of games, and that's, the more true, the lower the elo is. So, yeah, I hope you guys could learn something from this. If you did, okay, if you did, be sure to leave a like, and yeah, watch the next one. Goodbye.